Coming up today on News Valdosta, a former deputy is seeing what life is like on the other side of the jail bars.
A man is arrested in a motel shooting.
The city of Valdosta is a step closer to eliminating substandard housing.
Chris Jones will tell us about this week's weather, and Xavier Hall will have a look at the latest sports.
Stay with us. News Valdosta starts now.
Welcome to News Valdosta. A routine traffic stop ends being not so routine. This time, the deputy ended up in jail. I'm Sarah Collins.
And I'm Chandler Jackson. Jason Stacks, a Lowndes County Sheriff's deputy, has been terminated from his position and is now behind bars. For more of the story, let's go to Stephanie Salone.
Thanks. Recently, Sheriff Chris Prine was informed that one of his deputies from the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office was involved in a robbery of a citizen by intimidation. Determined to get to the bottom of these accusations, Sheriff Prine immediately ordered the initiation of a criminal investigation by the Department of Internal Affairs Unit. As a result of the investigation, investigators learned that on August the 17th, Jason Stacks, who was employed as a deputy at the sheriff's office, initiated a traffic stop by an Hispanic male on North Ashley Street. He was assisted with two other people, Miguel Reyes of Jennings, Florida, and Gloria Galejo of Valdosta. They stopped the victim and demanded $300 in exchange for not arresting him. The victim agreed and paid the money and was released. Reyes, Galejo, and Stacks have been arrested and charged with robbery of a citizen. Along with those charges, Stacks has been charged with violation of oath of office, and his position has been terminated. They will appear in the Lowndes County Magistrate Court for an arraignment hearing where a bond will be considered. Sheriff Prine wants citizens to be aware that under no circumstance are Lowndes County deputies authorized to accept money for payment on the roadside. If a deputy demands payment of method on a roadside, citizens are asked to immediately contact the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office. The sheriff is asking that if anyone has any information pertaining to this case, to please contact the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office. With News Valdosta, I'm Stephanie Salone.
40-year-old William Holloman has been arrested for shooting 20-year-old Daryl McLeod inside Studio Courtyard Apartments early Friday morning. Police were called to the Ashley Street Motel around 1 a.m. after people reported hearing a gunfire. McLeod has a single gunshot wound to his abdomen and was taken to South Georgia Medical Center for treatment. His condition is unknown.
In an effort to eliminate substandard housing, the city of Valdosta celebrated a reconstructed home project with a ribbon cutting on Thursday. The home is on York Street, which is located in one of the city's designated revitalization areas. The Valdosta Lowndes County chapter of Habitat for Humanity rebuilt the home using a community development block grant. The funding from the Community Home Investment Program and the Federal Home Loan Bank of Atlanta. The city's strategy is to eradicate all substandard housing in the city limits by 2020.
Jerry Gay Jr. has now been arrested and charged in connection to the death of Tawana Kinslow. 42-year-old Kinslow was found shot to death on August the 12th in her home on Baytree Road. Gay was arrested on August the 24th after an escape attempt when police responded to a gun dispute. At that time, Gay was charged with pointing a gun at another, obstruction of officers, and carrying a concealed weapon without a permit. Police say ballistic tests revealed that the gun Gay had on August the 24th was the same gun used in the Kinslow case. Gay is being held at Lowndes County Jail without bail. Officials say more charges may be brought against him in the coming days.
Valdosta police are still searching for someone who broke into an Arby's through the roof. The burglar entered the Arby's on St. Augustine Road via the air conditioning unit on the roof last week. The burglar stole cash and a $500 DVR system. If you have any information about the break-in, Valdosta police are asking you to contact them.
Up next on News Valdosta, firefighters are looking to heat up your wallet.
See which over-the-counter medicine is being recalled and why.
Chris Jones will give us a look at the upcoming weather, and Xavier Hall will tell us about this week's in sports. All this and more with... Sorry. All this and more when we come back. Stay with us.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
I love learning.
I believe in service. I am full of passion.
I embody sportsmanship.
I trust in my resourcefulness.
I like balance.
That's why I chose
Division 2.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. Local firefighters need your help solving an arson case.
Valdosta firefighters are now offering a reward up to $10,000 for the help in an arson case. Valdosta fire officials say one or more people set a fire to a home on Morningside Drive last week. Each door of the house was set ablaze in an effort to keep those inside from escaping, according to the firefighters. All 5 people inside, including the 2 children, made it out safely. If you have any information that could help to catch this arson, contact the fire department immediately.
With more than 1,600 births in Lowndes County last year, parents should take note. Johnson & Johnson is recalling 200,000 bottles of Motrin Infants Drops formula. That's because the formula may contain tiny particles of plastic. The company says it is unclear if the bottles actually have plastic in it, but it was found in a different product during the manufacturing process. The company decided to issue the recall because both products contain the same shipment of ibuprofen from a third-party supplier.
The Valdosta Police Department has installed a new computerized fingerprint and palm printing system for the public to use. The system is located at the Valdosta Police Headquarters. The public can now obtain fingerprints when applying for regional jobs that require printing to be completed. The new system is connected to the Georgia Crime Information Center, National Crime Information Center, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation databases. Police Chief Brian Childress says this is an upgrade from a previous outdated system.
Liberty Baptist Church in Brooks County is now officially considered one of America's most treasured historic places. The church was built in the mid-1800s and was recently added to the National Register of Historic Places. The exterior and sanctuary, which includes a balcony, have had few modifications. The antebellum building is a tall rectangular frame which was most likely built by slaves.
Coming up on News Valdosta, Xavier will give us the latest with sports update.
And when we come back, Chris Jones will take a look at our weather map and this week's weather. News Valdosta will be right back.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment, and that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
My dad's one of the producers.
Bring this sweet.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. September is National Preparedness Month. Emergency responders urge you to be ready before a disaster strikes. They recommend having a plan and a survival kit that will last you for at least 3 days. If you have advanced notice of severe weather, trim the trees around your home. Make sure you look around your yard for anything that could be projected in harsh winds. Emergency training is available for those who are interested.
It was pretty hot outside this week. Let's take a look at what the weatherman Chris Jones has for us today. Chris?
Thank you so much, Sarah. While having a look at your local weather, you did hear that warning about severe weather. Luckily, we don't have to worry about any of that. Sunny day today, high around 92 degrees. Expect those temperatures to be well into the up into the upper 80s through the late evening. And then as we get into darkness, expected to get to around 68 tonight. Not a bad night. Around average. Partly cloudy skies. You can keep that umbrella in the back of your car, whatever. Don't expect to have to pull it out. 92 again tomorrow. The same old song and dance. Mostly sunny skies, so I have plenty of sunshine, some short sleeve weather. Fall's not quite here, so summer is still definitely in full swing. The UV index also is at a 10. Make sure you put on plenty of sunscreen if you're going to be outside for more than 15 minutes. And also make sure to put on some sunglasses, as ultraviolet light can do a lot of damage to your eyes in a very short period of time. The pollen index is at a medium, around an 8.9, so it's almost a high, so make sure if you are allergic to either ragweed or chenopause, make sure you keep some allergy medication around, and we'll all have a great day together. So that's all for your weather. Thank you, and back to Sarah and Chandler at the news desk.
Thanks, Chris. After the break, Xavier Hall will take a look at sports.
And we'll tell you about a sports rivalry that made it all the way to Afghanistan.
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Stiller speaking. Your level 7 in-your-face pep talk.
I can keep pushing you. Believe me, I'm good at it. But at some point, you're going to need to start pushing yourself.
See, once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell them. You can't change your past, but you can definitely change your future.
That makes me so happy, I'm ready to bust out a dance.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? My gentle technique isn't really working. You need something a little more
persuasive.
Yes.
You listen, and you listen good.
Hey, where's my sandwich? Terry? Terry!
Take it from me, the King DMC. It's a real cool thing to get your GED.
Get that diploma!
Now hold on and we'll find you free GED classes. Capiche?
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
What will you find at Valdosta State University?
Challenging academics.
Innovative hands-on experience. Over 100 fields of study.
Engagement in a vibrant community.
Caring mentors and friends. Service and leadership opportunities.
Championship athletics.
The full university experience.
At Valdosta State University.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. As college football kicked off in the last 2 weeks, two soldiers overseas shared their SEC rivalry. Air Force Staff Sergeant Seth Darling and Army Specialist Dustin Tucker paused from fighting for their country just long enough to support their teams. In a photo taken in front of a helicopter in Afghanistan, Darling waves a University of South Carolina Gamecock t-shirt and Tucker a University of Georgia Bulldog t-shirt. Specialist Tucker is from Albany, Georgia.
Speaking of college football, Xavier is here to tell us about it. Xavier?
Thanks, Chandler.
It was a busy weekend for sports as Valdosta's most celebrated teams kicked off for their season openers in football, volleyball, and soccer. In football, Valdosta State blazed through its first game with a 36-21 win over Fort Valley State. The Blazers ran 484 total yards of offense, while Fort Valley State ran 358 yards. Last year, Valdosta State pulled a 64-14 win over Fort Valley. This week is a bye for VSU as they regroup to face the 0-1 Shorter College Shorthawks at home, 7 p.m. on the 21st. The Valdosta Wildcats clawed to a 50-20 victory over the Brooks County Trojans last Friday night in a highly anticipated revenge match after last year's 24-28 loss. This Friday, the Cats will face off against the Crisp County Cougars at 8 p.m., who saw a 0-54 loss to the Wildcats last year. Val will remain valiant against Flint River with a final scoreboard of 48-26, giving them a 2-0 win record for this season. This week, the Valiants will tackle the Memorial Day Matadors at home. A surprising loss was hand-delivered to the Lowndes Vikings in a 15-14 upset by the Newton Rams. Last year, the Vikings struck a 31-0 win against the Rams. This year, though, the tables were turned and the Rams took full advantage of the Vikings' many mistakes. The Vikings are expected to rebound this Friday against Windsor Forest. In soccer news, the Blazers finished this weekend with a fire-hot 2-0 record as they defeated both Florida Tech and Florida Southern 1-0-3-0 respectively. The Soccer Blazers will continue their season 5 p.m. Friday with their first Gulf South Conference match against Union at the VSU Soccer Complex. The Volleyball Blazers also burned through their 2 weekend matches, pulling a 3-1 win against Malone and a 3-0 win against King in Carrollton, Georgia. However, the Blazing Ladies will only have 2 days to recuperate as they go home for Albany State this Tuesday at 7 p.m. And that's our sports update. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Xavier. When we come back on News Valdosta, we'll tell you about a special ceremony the city is planning.
And Moody Air Force Base gets a special visitor.
Stay with us at News Valdosta. We'll be right back.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family.
Ooh.
So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. The city of Valdosta is planning a special ceremony.
The city will host a 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony to honor those who lost their lives on that tragic day, as well as the efforts of public safety professionals. The commemoration will take place at 8:45 a.m. on Wednesday at Valdosta Fire Station 1. J.D. Rice, the fire chief of Valdosta, will preside over the ceremony. Members of the Valdosta Fire Department Pipe and Drum Corps will perform a special flag presentation by the Woodsmen of the World. Everyone is invited to attend.
Hugs of Hope raised money and awareness on Saturday for pediatric cancer during its 4th annual Gold Bow sale. At the event, gold bows were sold for $5 for people to hang on their homes or businesses. All of the proceeds from the event goes directly to helping families with children suffering from cancer. Magnets and stickers were also on sale.
Fans of Forrest Gump will be happy to know that Lieutenant Dan is coming down south. On September 15th, Moody Air Force Base will welcome the Lieutenant Dan Band. Gary since formed the band in 2004 as a way to entertain service members home and abroad. The performance will be held at the President George W. Bush Air Park at Moody Air Force Base. The event is free and open to Department of Defense ID holders. People without an ID must be escorted by someone who does. The concert will start around 3 p.m., but other festivities kick off around 1.
Thanks for watching News Valdosta. I'm Sarah Collins.
And I'm Chandler Jackson. For all of us here at News Valdosta, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Have a blazing day.